So hello everyone and welcome back to the final race of OFR's Season 1 Division 1. We're racing here today in Silverstone, doing an 80-minute quali right now and a 50% race, and you've got Dr. Robot and Havoc commentating today. How you doing, Havoc?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good and I am excited for the final race of this season.
Good last pick, yeah. I mean, to have Silverstone as the last race of the season, just a well-off track. It's going to be an exciting race.
It's been a pretty good season as well, hasn't it?
It has been a very good season. AJ locking in the title, with 3 races to go as we've got cars coming onto the track now. He is going to make it today, I think. We're also going to see Izzo. We're going to see Leica. Leica's always here. So it's going to be an action-packed race, I think, and maybe some rain later on.
We've also got a new guy racing with us today, Shorty62. I think this is his first race in D1. And we've also got 2 other guys who have been with us for a bit now, but we've also got Scotty and Anderson, who we know are really fast on track. And I think this might also be Scotty's first race for D1 as well, if not his second race. So it's going to be nice to see how fast these guys are getting ready for Season 2 next week.
Yeah, he binned it last race. I believe it was Scotty that binned it last race. Anders and him were racing side by side, so the 2 new guys going right beside each other. A little bit of a showing off moment to see who could come out on top. Anders came through the turn and Scotty didn't, and Scotty unfortunately retired after that. So hopefully we'll see him do a little bit something more today at Silverstone. A weird track. It's a loved track, Robot. A very, very exciting track. Everybody likes to race here. There's a lot of speed, a lot of difficult corners, and you can master it and become fast here if you're good enough.
And I haven't got any word from the drivers yet in terms of what the weather's like, but it looks like it's going to stay dry for quali because I cannot see a cloud in sight, but I wonder what it's looking like for the race. We had a practice session before this, and it did start to rain in the practice session, and even in the D3 race earlier this week, it was pouring it down with race in the second one there as well. So good old British weather may play a part here, and I'm just going to jump to Tommy's onboard as he is starting his hot lap right now. He's got the softs on currently, and he's just coming round the final corner at Club there. So let's see how he gets on. So first corner is a right-hander. You want to take it flat out, keep in 7th gear. You can see he doesn't lift at all there. Manages to just touch the apex as he's going through turn 2 and brakes at about 70 meters into turn 3. Now you want to push the car to the right as much as possible here so you can get a nice and early turn in and get that car as straight as possible through the arena section here. Full throttle all the way through turn 5. Touches that inside curb slightly. Doesn't take much on the outside, but his DRS is open now as he is approaching turn 6 at Brooklyn. So he turns in, drops it down to 5th, 4th, 3rd, early downshift there into 3rd to help his car rotate. He sticks to the inside round here through turn 7. You see a lot of people go wide and then tuck it in, or tuck it in and go wide after, but he actually kept it inside the whole way through. But he's back up to full throttle, going full speed through cops here. Let's see if he lifts. It's a half throttle lift there. He manages to keep it on track as well, as we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure who that is, but now he's coming through this really tricky section at Maggots and Beckett's here. He drops it down to 5th. Is he going to go to 4th? No, he keeps it in 5th, touches the curb at 14 there. He's going to put his DRS back open now, and he is already back at full throttle. Now, you need to be careful as you're going through Stowe because the stewards are going to be looking at people exceeding track limits here. Let's see if he can keep it on. He can, and now he's approaching turn 16. Brakes at about 75 meters, I think, there. Keeps it in 3rd gear as he's going around, early upshift into 4, and he crosses the line with a 1:28.3. That's not a bad time for D1.
It's not a bad time. I think they're going to get faster. It's kind of a banker lap, as I call it. Some others call it just a surefire time, just so that you get something on the board. And that was Santu who actually threw the caution there. I think he's going to come in and throw some new tires on. I'm not sure if he's going to complete the lap or restart, but he did spin at Lawfield, and he had to get out of the way fast. There were other drivers coming behind him very quickly.
And Izad has put in a 1:26.8. First guy to break the 1:27.
Those are the fast ones. Yeah,
those are the fast ones.
That's an unreal time, so you're not going to see that from everybody. That's a very fast time. You may see AJ get up there, Leica might get up there. That's an unreal time, though. That's getting around pretty quick around Silverstone.
Yeah, well, as soon as I saw that time, I had to move my head a bit closer to my screen to see if that was really at 128, but he's put in a very fast time. AJ has put in a low 126 in TT this week, actually. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do here. Do you think he could beat that time from ESAP? Yeah?
I don't know if he'll beat it. It's going to be close. A low 126 would say that he's going to beat ESAP, but we'll have to wait and see.
We will. So we've got one of the Williams, I think. Is that Vilsek? That's Vilsek who's about to start his hot lap now. You can see he's got his ERS set to hot lap, and he is starting now, so we'll just stick on board with him for a while. He's turned it down to overtake to get maximum speed in turn 7 and 8 there. Full throttle all the way through, completely misses the curb through turn 1. Maybe that's helped him to retain his speed. He's locked up his front right quite a bit as he's going into turn 3 there, and again his front left as he's going into 4. He's still got his ERS set to hot lap though, so he's not going to abandon this one. DRS open, and he is now approaching Brooklands at turn 6. Let's see where he brakes here. Just before the 50 meter board there, about 55 meters. He's another driver that sticks to the inside here and keeps it tucked in all the way through turn 7.
A bit slower there, Robot. I don't know that tucking it in there is the fastest way around that corner at Lawfield. You gotta come out and you gotta let the car come back into the turn.
Yeah, he's just not getting on the throttle as early as these drivers that are going wide round there, actually. So I think you're right. I think wide and then tucking it in is probably the optimal line through here. He's struggling a bit as he's going through Maggots and Beckett's too. He's dropped it down all the way to 5th, which is what you should do, but I think he had a bit of understeer there, and he almost looked like he was losing the steering, but he's kept it, and his ERS is set to high.
Vilsek hasn't felt comfortable at Silverstone this week during practice, as we heard earlier. He's going to have a go of it, and he's going to try it out. We'll have to see what he does on his time here as he comes around the last chicane.
Big lockup. Again, that's the 6th place he's locked up around here. And if you do lock up into these corners, because some of them are quite tight, you're going to lose so much speed on the turn-in. And he's put in a 129.7, so that's around a D2 time, a slow D2 time, I think.
Yeah, it is a slow D2 time. We're going to see D2 get into the 128s. We're going to see the fastest times get into 127 on D2. I'm interested to see if AJ is going to put a 126 in. It's all going to come down if he can get around the track without locking up or sliding and getting the power to the ground.
That's right. So Leica is just about to come through Maggots and Beckett's now. He hasn't set a time yet, and you can see he's actually stored up all his ERS. So he's still leading with a 126.8, and one of the new drivers, Anders, is following in the Renault with a 127, taking 2nd place. Now, AJ, is he come out on track? Yeah, he has come out, and he's put in a 127.7, so that's not anywhere near his times that he's been doing all week. So I think we're going to see something new from him, but surprisingly, everyone has put the softs on so far, and no one is going for the medium.
Yeah, I'm getting some insider info here, Robot. We are going to have a dry quali, as some are saying. Some are saying that it's going to rain towards the end of quali. The race, however, it's a mixed jumble of information as far as what I'm getting here. I did get some insider info from Fifi where he is saying that Leica and Vilsek are on a wet setup, Atomic is on a dry, and Max is on a dry. So we're looking at some different setups here. Everybody's trying something different. We'll have to see how it turns out.
Interesting. And as you were saying that, I just got a message on Discord from one of the drivers who said that it's going to be a dry quali, as we can see, but it's going to be heavy rain throughout the entire race. If that is the case, that might be why we're not seeing some of these low 126s that we saw throughout the week. Maybe people have, like you said, have put on a wet setup, increased downforce, unlocked diffs, and that's going to slow you down on a dry track anyway.
It is. It's going to slow you down, but is that with a 126.8? We're looking at a time trial setup, at a dry setup, as we see the two Red Bulls come out at the same time. But, I mean, is he going to be able to run that on the race? How is it going to affect him on the race as far as what he changes at the formation lap? Is he going to raise the wing and try to get more downforce out of the front? I don't know how he's going to do it. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how he goes around with a dry setup.
And one of the problems is after Parc Ferme, you can only, I think, change the front wing angle and the brake pressure maybe, but you don't really want to increase the front wing too much because it's going to result in too many lockups when you're going into these really tight corners because there's going to be so much pressure on the front of the car.
Yeah, only the smartest drivers can do this. So they will come in, they'll run a dry setup on the qualifying if it's dry, and then if they're looking at a wet race, what they're going to do is they're going to change the front wing. I think the differential you can change on the on throttle or the off, I'm not sure. And then they can, like you said, they can change the brake bias. So you can play with it, you can make it work, but it takes a very clever driver to do something like that.
Yeah, you're right. So, I'm just riding on board with AJ right now, who has just started his hot lap as well. He actually keeps it in 7th all the way up until turn 3. He doesn't actually shift it up to 8th at any point there. He's got a few lockups as he's going through 3 and 4, actually. I think he may also have a bit more front wing than he's expecting on a dry track, and that's to cope with the wet later on, because a lot of these drivers now are locking up the front, and that might be this increased downforce that we were just speaking about. So he wasn't up on his time too much in Sector 1. He's just gone through turn 7 there, did the outside in to retain his speed through there. He's just coming up to turn 10 now. Turn 9, I beg your pardon, through Cops. Let's have a look at his sector time. He's got a way to go through Maggots. He also keeps it in 7th all the way up to turn 10 as well. He's really extending 7th there, keeping his ERS and overtaking, dropping it down to high as he goes through Beckett's. Right, he's about to cross the line with his sector time now, and he was 5/10 up already in sector 2. So that's going to put him on a 1:26 already, but is it going to be enough to beat Stinson and Izat's time?
This is a very good sector time coming out. As he comes down to the last chicane, we'll have to see how he does it. He does it in 3rd gear. On the left, he comes around half throttle, as most of the guys are going to do. He gets up in 4th as fast as he can. 5th, 6th, he crosses the line.
Ooh.
Wow. A 1:26.9 robot. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, and again, saw lots and lots of lockups into these tight corners there. I think he's running a wet setup right now and trying to push it as much as he can to get that top spot.
He is, and I think Stinson's doing the same as well, and that's why we're seeing Stinson at a 1:27.4 right now. We know that AJ and Stinson practice together. They do training together, so their setups are probably going to be very, very similar. What one does, the other is going to do. I don't know if they're going to do the race. I want to say the strategy is going to be a little different between the two, but I don't know. We'll have to see. The rain always plays tricks on the drivers at Silverstone.
And Max was actually on a hot lap just as he went through Stowe there, and he's abandoned his lap. I'm not sure if he went wide or not, but I think he might have had to abandon because he exceeded the track limits and he doesn't want to pick up a penalty. So he is back in, and he has yet to set a time. But his teammate Matt is on a hot lap right now. He's just gone through turn 1. He's going through turn 2 now. A little bit of a lock-up on the front right, but nothing too heavy. And it doesn't look like he's got too much downforce on the front either, so he might not be as aggressive on his wet setup, and he might just be going for a normal dry, or somewhere in between a dry and wet setup right now. He's coming into Brooklands now. Nice entry into there, just kisses the curb there at turn 6, and again he sticks to the inside as he's going through turn 7 at Luffield, and keeps on the inside the whole way through. You can really see that they're not getting on the throttle as early as some of these other drivers here, and I think it's best to take outside in line there. It's just coming through Cops
the
now.
outside in.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just the outside in. I think a lot of it has to do with the setup, Robot. The setup is throwing these guys off, and they're having to go around the track different from practice. So as you practice for a race during the week, you're always on the dry. You're doing the time trial, it's always dry. Not many drivers take the time to go to the wet and practice in the wet. So what we're seeing is the guys come through and they're getting used to this wet setup on a dry track.
I think you're right. So he's just coming into turn 16 now. I don't think this has been a pretty solid lap from him. He made a big mistake as he was going through Stowe. He took too much inside line. He's crossed the line in 7th place with a 1:27.8, which is again a pretty good time for D1, but again, I think he might be compensating his time here with this wet setup. It just doesn't seem like these guys are going as fast as they could be. We've got a Ferrari. We've got a Ferrari coming up to Stowe now. Let me see if I can figure out who that is. It's Jan, who's on a hot lap.
So we have gotten some information from Izat's crew. I guess what they're doing is he's running a wet setup. The only thing he's changed is +1 on the front wing.
Okay, that's interesting. So that would explain his really competitive time, I suppose. But we kind of need a bit more information from these other drivers to get, well, to see what wings and diffs they are running here. So could this also be Izat's first pole position in this season? Let me just check his driver card. Izat's best quali finish is first, so no, he has got one other pole position in qualifying, and Stinson's just taken it now. He's put in a 1:26.8 flat, and he's gone 300ths up on his time, so Stinson is currently the pole sitter right now. Wow, amazing lap from Stinson there.
That's
And
a
we also
fast
know
time,
from D3 as well, Stinson is incredibly quick in the rain here. He did an awesome move on me as I was going through maggots. He took the inside line into turn 11, somehow kept it on track and just pulled away. And we've seen him also in the D1 race in Spain. When the rain came down, he was battling AJ in the dry, staying behind him, and a few laps after it started to rain, he pulled ahead of AJ, did a nice overtake at turn 4, and kept that position all the way to the end. So he is a very hard racer in rain, and if he's starting on pole here, I think we might see another race win from him.
Yeah, it takes a different kind of a driver to race in the wet and be good at it. Anybody can come out here on the wet, make it work, but to come out here and be fast in the wet, whole different driver. And we've seen Stinson during the last 3 races how fast he is in the dry, but as you said in the D3 race, to be fast on the wet, you have to become a whole different driver.
Yeah, you do.
You know so much more about the car than most other drivers do, and how to make the car work around the track during the wet race.
Yep, so we've got a few people speaking in the chat right now. AJ has gone for a full wet setup, and someone else called Jeffrey, not sure who that is. And shout out to Simon and Bob Gironquil who have joined us as well. And Figgy, how you doing, boys? Like has been disqualified from the session for driving the wrong way.
Oh,
He's been disqualified. Where did he come off? I didn't see that.
Where is he at, Robot? I want to say Kevin and Castle have just passed him.
Oh no, that's not going to be good for him. But if they are starting on full wets, he might be trying to avoid the first corner carnage. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's another poor quali from Leica there.
He could be. Silverstone's just not... I mean, I think it happened to me yesterday during practice. I got spun around trying a different setup. And then, so on the comeback, when I was trying to turn back around to get right, it doesn't take much to get disqualified for going the wrong way. A few seconds is all it takes to be pointed the wrong way, and you're disqualified. That's all it takes around here, Robot.
I see. So Fifi's already also told us in the chat that Leaker and Vilsic, like you said, are also running wet setups. Atomic is running a completely dry setup too. Wow, this is really going to affect the way that these drivers are going to get around the track on a completely wet track. If Max is correct, and it's going to be heavy rain throughout the whole race, a dry setup is definitely not what you want to use on full wet tires here. It's going to be insane.
No, it's not. And I'm getting a little bit more information off of Discord, Robot. So when Leica did get disqualified, it did throw the car, the AI did throw the car back onto the track. And as I see, Izati has also disqualified.
Oh no. We got yellow in...
Izati is out.
What on earth
What's
is going on
here?
here? This is strange. We've got a lot of support from Leica in the chat, actually. Everyone's rooting for you, Leica, if you are watching, so make sure you do a solid performance in the race. And it's Stinson. Stinson is also running a full wet setup. So that's AJ Stinson, Leica, and Viltec on full wet setup so far. And
so as I was saying before, Robot, right before Izza retired or got disqualified, Leica's car came back onto the track as an AI, and I think it got into the way, so Leica's crew saying sorry in the middle of everything going on, and Izza, I guess, restarting, also disqualified. Very, very hard to see as he's P2 right now, provision. So I don't know. Hopefully we keep getting this information from Discord in the chat, and we get a little bit of an insider as opposed to, you know, not knowing much at all, as we have been in the dark.
Yep. But quali is over right now, and Stinson has put in the fastest lap. Castle is coming into the pit, so he's not going to be able to set another time right now. Max retired, as did AJ, so it's going to be Stinson on pole currently. But if Izat did get disqualified, because it's actually not showing the DSQ label, he might have just DNF'd. But if he did get disqualified, he won't be starting in second place, and that will push AJ up to third place. But we have 3 of the fastest drivers starting in 1, 2, and 3 provisionally right now: Stinson, Izat, and AJ, and that is going to be something to watch into the high-speed, full-throttle first corner, especially in the full
one thing
rain.
I want to point out, Robot, Anders in P4. What an amazing qualifying session for Anders. Second race of the season, comes in with Renault. Renault's giving him a fast car around Silverstone, so he comes in P4 as the standings have come out. Is going to keep his spot, so it must not have been a disqualification.
Yeah, it says retired, actually.
Yeah, okay, so just to retire. So he retired after Leica's AI obviously blocked him on his hot lap. And then we've got Stinson in P1, Anders, of course, in P4. We've got Santu in P5, one of the highest qualifying spots for Santu this season. Atomic in P6, what a great showing for Atomic.
Yeah,
Matt,
brilliant.
Shorty, Tommy, and Maximus round out your P10. All on the softs. They're all on the softs. So we don't see a medium until we get down to Kevin, don't duck with me, at P14.
Wow. So we didn't actually see Kevin set a competitive time there. I'm not sure if he's actually been practicing around here in the week or not, but he did show up to the sign-up pretty late. But yeah, there you can see it. Heavy rain. Very, very heavy rain.
A quality. That's just one of the. I mean, you gotta expect it from Silverstone. You can't come into this thinking it's gonna be dry. If it's not gonna rain at the beginning, it's gonna rain at the end. The guys are going to have to deal with the wet. Unfortunately, throughout the race, we may see dry at the very end. I think someone noted that it was going to be dry at the very end. But the strategies then changes, Robot. So do you expect the dry, and does your setup go intermediate, and then you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you try to get on the dry? As Leica last season, we were here at Silverstone, we tried to go onto the dry tires, and it just never stopped. So we got stuck on the wets, and we couldn't get off. So it inhibited the strategy a little bit there.
I see. Yep, that's right. And we did have a driver reading up earlier there, so I'm just going to quickly submit the report. But I think everyone had enough time there to do their setups and stuff. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Just usual Silverstone there, Robot. I mean, we're going to see, hopefully it's still going to be an exciting race. I don't think it's going to be slow. I'm going to hand it off to you for the formation as the guys take off.
Yeah, so it's going to be a whopping 18 lap circuit, 18 corner circuit here with 26 laps in total. It's a pretty long track as well, so when you're going through turn 1 you want to be full speed, keep it in 7th, usually on a dry track, but you may have to lift as you're going through a full wet track there. They've just gone through turn 3 and approaching turn 4 here, the arena section in the wets. That is going to be a place where if you get on the throttle too early, you are 100% going to spin. You want to also be easy through turn 5 in the full wets, another place where you can go full throttle in the dry but not in the wets because it is really slippy through there, and you want to make sure you brake nice and early into this sharp left-hander at turn 6 at Brooklands here. Through turn 7, we've seen drivers sticking to the inside, as Stinson is doing now, and staying on the inside all the way through the corner, but again, that might change in the wets. You might not be able to tuck the car in, and you want to avoid the curbs as much as possible because they will be very, very slippy as you go through turn 8 there, which is a right-hander, but not really a turn at all, because you can go through it full throttle with your eyes closed if you wanted to. He's just coming through Cops right now, another place where you can almost go full throttle in quali, almost go full throttle in the race, but if you go full throttle there in the wets, you will run off the track. And there is a wall not too far away as you go through there. Now, Maggots and Beckett's are some of the best sets of corners in all of Formula 1 racing. Very high speed. You need to get it absolutely perfect to nail it. And if you're lucky, you can keep it in 5th gear as you're coming through turn 13 and full throttle ride it all the way out into Chapel and down the Hangar Straight. This is Stowe here, where drivers have been warned that they need to not abuse the track limits on the left-hand side of the track there, because the game does allow you to go wide, retain your speed, actually gain an advantage, and it does not give you a penalty. So you need to be careful there. He's just coming into Vale at turn 16 now, and around the club section at 17 and 18. Another danger zone in the wets, because it's going to be very slippy through there. And although the final corner is on camber, you will lose the front end if you get on the throttle too early, and you will spin. So that is the full 18 corner track around here at Silverstone. It's very entertaining to watch. It's always entertaining to watch in real life as well, because there's lots of places for overtaking, lots of places for battles too. So as we line up on the grid, I'm going to stick with the top 10, and if you want to look at the bottom 6 to see if any drama's going on, I'll do my best to make sure we catch everything.
Everybody on the inners here, Robot. Nobody chose for the full wet, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. If they made a mistake, we could see some guys come in for the full wets.
That's right. So we're just waiting for the last few cars to pull up. It looks like they're all in now. They are. We've got Stinson in first, Izat in second, and AJ in third. Stinson starting on the left-hand side of the track on the racing line. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights. Bit of a wait there, but we are away. Now, it looks like Stinson got a slow start, but no one's battling him from the inside already. We do have Anders jumping AJ before they even get to turn 1, and Stinson has made it through turn 1 unscathed. Izat has retained second place, and Anders has jumped AJ as AJ goes very, very wide there, cuts the corner, but doesn't pick up a penalty. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. One of the Mercedes is out. That's Shorty there. I think this is his first or second race. It's a shame to see him out there, but up front, it's still looking okay with Stinson pulling away, Izat retaining second, and Anders jumping AJ for P3. Now, AJ is a bit far behind Anders. He's not going to be able to battle him anytime soon. Santi is about the same distance between AJ and Anders, and I think these top 5 are going to be settling into these positions now. Anything happening further down?
No, Vilsek with a 4-place gain on the start there, Robot. Vilsek gained 4 spots. Shorty with 8 lost. Leica we see coming up. 1 spot gain. He's not making a move here at the start of the race. He's going to try to make it last, and he's trying to see if there's going to be any mistakes from in front of him. So Vilsek the only one that made a really good start at the beginning of the race and benefited, as I think
Scotty goes really wide as the... Yeah, so Scotty went really wide as they were going through Cops there, and I think another Ferrari went wide as well. I think you're right, that must have been Castle, but now they're coming through this really tricky Maggots and Beckett section from 10 to 13. Doesn't look like there's any drama going on yet, but these drivers are pretty close to each other right now, and they may even get some overtakes done on the Hanger Straight. It looks like Scotty's gone around the outside of Tommy. Yeah, he has. He's not going to be able to jump Jan, but Scotty's just gained up a place there. Well done, Scotty. That was a great move. He's gone really wide through still, actually, but I think he must have lifted a little bit because he didn't gain an advantage.
One lap, Robot. Vilsek's made 5 spots up, so he's on the move. He feels good on the wet. He didn't feel good in qualifying, but he is making it up during the race on the wet. I mean, he's doing a very good job on the wet tires, so we'll have to see how he comes as they go along.
Yep, and Anders actually dropped down from 3rd all the way down to 6th there. I'm not sure what happened to him, but that move he made on AJ at the beginning could not stick, and that's put him down to keep a secure hold currently on 6th place. But I'm just riding on board with Vilsek right now, because as he was going through the final corner, it looked like he'd almost lost it. His back end was sliding out of control, but he's managed to keep it, and he's not lost too much time to Atomic ahead. I think we might see a battle between these two as he locks up going into turn 6. As Atomic goes really deep into the corner, this could be Vilsek's chance to overtake him. He's almost, probably about a 10th behind him right now. If he can get early on the throttle and keep it down, Atomic almost loses the rear, but Vilsek didn't get a great exit out of 7, so he's still behind. They need to be careful as they are going through Cops right now.
Some close battles further up, Robot. We've got Mats behind Santu. They're coming down into Maggots and Beckett's. So he's going to come through here. He's trying to get as close as he can as he comes through. The top 3 drivers have stayed where they are. They're not really gaining on each other, so the top 3 are kind of set in place. And then from 3 to 4, we've got a 3-second gap. Santu,
we've got one of the Mercedes off.
Catch up.
We've got one of the Mercedes off just after Beckett's there at turn 13. It looks like it was Tommy. Yeah, Tommy went super wide. I didn't catch it, but I saw it on the track map. And I'm just riding on board with Mats as Santu picks up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. And while that's going on, Stinson has pulled away 1.9 seconds from Izat there. Wow. So I'm going to jump down to Jan right now, because I think Jan and Atomic are the closest on track as Atomic goes really wide.
Scotty is spun. The new driver, Scotty, is spun. Where are they at, Robot? They're just coming around the last turn. Scotty's around. Oh, and Maximus is going to get caught here as well.
Oh, no. Rashad denied. Turn 18 was a really tricky corner in the rain. And Max has come out. He's lost 4 places since the start of the race. Scotty's lost 3.
No damage, though. I don't think Maximus has any damage. I think Scotty does, unfortunately.
So I think I saw one of Scotty's end plates against the wall, so he has lost some wing, but the camera's not being my best friend right now, and it's giving me a really awful shot of his car. Let's see if we can see anything. Here. Doesn't look like the camera wants to change at all here.
No, it does not.
There we go. Right, so he's not lost too much. I think he's just lost a front right end plate, and that's about it. So he should be okay to stay out. That's remarkable.
I'm going to get you to jump up, Robot. AJ is getting closer to Izzy here as they come through Maggots Beckett's. He's 0.4 off, and he's gaining a lot. I don't know what happened to Ezat, as there is a flag. Someone is off after Lawfield.
It looks like it's Atomic. Atomic has come off. He's not retired yet, so he should be okay. But I'm just going to stick with AJ and Ezat right now because, as you said, AJ is closing down on him. And I think he could get something done here if he looks down the inside. No, he's not going to look down the inside into turn 16. But he is very close through 70 now.
He's got the pressure on, Robot. The pressure is on. He's going to have to do something. Stinson does a fastest lap, 142.9.
So it looks like Atomic has now lost his front right end plate as well. He might have to pit. It looks like he's got a few winglets missing too. I can't quite tell. But it doesn't look like he's going as fast as he could be.
The whole right side is gone. Other than the lower plate, other than the lower wing, the winglets are gone, the end plate's gone. He's going to have to come in here.
Yeah, and he's just let Scotty pass thinking that Scotty was still racing, but Scotty's now jumped him in the pits, whereas if Atomic stayed there, he would have been able to keep that position. He absolutely wiped out the pit board there, so that's gone, but he did manage to slow it down in time, thankfully. Now, I'm going to jump back up the field and spectate Mats right now, because I think he's the closest on track to Santi. Santi getting a bit messy on the entry into turn 7. Mats already looking down the inside now. If he can get on the throttle early, he'll be able to get that done and take 4th position, but he hasn't, and Santi got a pretty good exit out of 7. It's really, really starting to rain now. I wonder if it's going to be soon time for the wets.
It's pouring so hard out there. I mean, as I think the information we got was hard, light, and then dry. So the guys might be trying to make the inners work until it gets to light rain.
Yep, you can almost, you can still see the racing line, but I imagine that's going to disappear pretty quickly if this rain keeps up. They're not getting too much spray from the cars in front either. But again, I think that in a few more laps that's going to pick up because it is really pouring down right now.
Now we do have Yan coming up on Vilsec here, Robot. I don't know if you want to change this, but he is 0.4 out as they come down to the right-hander. Stinson puts another fast time in at 142.1. He knocks off 0.8 from his time on the last lap. He's getting used to this rain and he's liking it. Yeah,
and he's extended that 1.9 second gap to 3.2 seconds too. It's really remarkable how he's doing this. Still quite a defined racing line there, so I don't think it's time for wets yet. Jan did have an opportunity to almost dive bomb into turn 16, but he decided against it, which is probably the correct thing to do there. But it looks like he's not going to be able to jump Vilsec anytime soon. I'm going to quickly jump back up to Mats and Santu because they are coming through a tricky part of the track now as we've got one.
Scotty is spun.
Is it? Oh no.
Yeah, Scotty spun.
So I'm sticking with Mats right now.
Lawfield.
Yeah, I think he is. I was hoping that Mats would catch him, but it looks like he's pulled away. Oh no, he's behind. Anders is now behind Mats. Yeah, sorry.
And as Mats is trying to catch up to Santu here, it's letting Anders catch up as well. So we may see a 3-place battle for P4 here as they get closer together.
Wow. AJ still not letting Izak go. He's still, with less than half a second behind him, or around half a second behind him. But Izat's also being clever about this as well. Izat is controlling his ERS far better than AJ is, so Izat might just be playing the defensive game to try and keep his tyres cool in this rain. But I'm going to jump back down to Mats, Santi and Anders' battle right now, because it looks like Mats is a 10th up on Santu as they are going through Stowe right now. Santu goes very wide there. He needs to be careful. As we can see the glowing brake discs of Matt's car there as he's braking heavily. As Scotty has retired from the session, he's DNF'd. It looks like he's come into the pits maybe in DNF. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I think that's his race over. Kind of the same thing as
last weekend there, Robot. He's come in and he's retired again. Having a hard go of it in D1. He may want to drop down to D2, Robot, and try to gain a little bit of confidence before he comes into this D1 session with these guys, because they're almost under a race where a mistake, just one single mistake, can cause the race for you.
Yep. Now, Mats is even closer behind Santi right now. He's less than 2/10 behind. He's looking down the inside as they are going into turn 6 here, but he's not going to be able to get it done. Santi is defending really well right now. He's almost having to get off that dry racing line, which is not going to help him in the braking zone, but he somehow managed to pull it off. They're just going through turn 8 now, and he's managed to pull away a bit from Mats again. Santi's doing a hell of a job in this rain, defending against Mats.
I don't know if it's going to last after Beckett's robot. I think Mats is trying to set him up here. He could be doing it right here. They've been going around, so Mats has got an idea of where he wants to make the move and how he wants to make the move. He's just got to perform and make it happen.
He's managing to keep behind him quite close as well as they're going through that area.
Who is that? That's Shorty off at Lawfield robot. He's back on now. He's in the Mercedes. That's going to be the second time he's come off. The first time it happened was in the beginning of the race.
So AJ crosses the line 7/10 behind Izat. He is catching him again. Well, not catching him, but staying behind him. I'm just going to check the ERSs quickly to see. It still looks like Izat is in a defensive position here because he's doing far better management. But oof, AJ brakes really late as he's going into turn 3. Almost tries to squeeze down the inside of Izat, but Izat closes the door and AJ has to almost swerve to avoid and to keep his car on track as he's getting really messy there through turn 5. He went off track, he almost lost the rear, but managed to keep it on. Could this be an indicator that full wet should be coming soon?
He's got to calm down here. I don't know. I'm trying to look at the cockpit views of some of the drivers' robot. It looks like it's lightening up a little bit, which can also cause havoc on the inters, right? So the inters need wet to work around the racetrack. They cannot go when the track starts to lighten up and dry out. They need that wet to work. And that could be what we're seeing here. The track could be, it could just be lightening up on the rain, and the inters need that rain to work when they go around.
That's right. We'll have to wait and see. But we've got a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like that's the battle between Max and Tommy. I'll quickly jump to them because they are very close on track. Closest on track currently, actually. Max is still really close behind Santi, but Max has an amazing exit out of turn 7 through turn 8 there. He's not going to be foolish enough to try it as they go through cops because that would be very dangerous. But Tommy's spinning. He's managed to keep it, but he's gone super wide. And now Max has managed to claim position 11 back from Tommy, keeping his car on track and on the racing line at all times. Congratulations, Max. That was a hell of a move, and you took advantage of a mistake from Tommy there, so well done. And now that Max has got that move done, I'm going to jump back up to Max, who's just 3/10 behind, and Anders is just 5/10 behind him. So this battle, like you said, for 4th place is still going on, and these guys are not giving up.
Yeah, Max has to get through here. He's got to make the pass, because after he makes this pass, he can start gaining on AJ and start working on the time. I think he's got the car to do it.
Yep, so now Izat is 5.8 seconds behind Stinson. So over the last 4 laps, Stinson has managed to pull away another 2.5 seconds. Amazing.
We've got the Williams coming through. Where are they at, Robot? I believe they're coming through turn 4 right now. Vilsec and Leica both have passed Kevin here. I'm not sure if Kevin's got any damage, but they've both come around. So we've got the Williams together at 8 and 9, and then they've got Yan ahead. So I'm not sure if they're working together, but they did pass Kevin at the same time.
Wow. So as you were saying that, Santi made quite an aggressive defensive move going back to the racing line, I think just before the braking zone, so it was legal. But Mats had to get really early and messy on the brakes, and that allowed Anders to gain another 2/10 on Mats. So now this battle for 4th place is separated by about 7/10 right now. It's amazing to see.
I think Mats is just trying to put the pressure on here. He can't find a way around, so he's trying to put the pressure on and see if Santu's going to make a mistake. As he makes a move down here, oh, he looked on the inside. He just couldn't make it happen. It's just not the right time to do it right there at that spot on the track.
Yeah, and meanwhile, as you're saying that again, Stinson's putting in even faster laps. I do not know how he is doing this. It is amazing.
Older tires, Robot. I don't know how he's doing that. As Mats and Santu come around the last corner here, Mats has got to run. He wants to get this done, but I don't know what's holding him up. Something's got to be holding him up.
And I don't know how he's managing to keep his car on track so close behind Santi in this terrible weather. It requires so much skill to be able to do that, to know you need to turn in earlier, brake a little bit earlier, get on the throttle a little bit later, but he's still doing it in the rain, and it is really remarkable to see. Hell of a drive from Mats.
Yeah, it's a very good drive. As he gets a little bit loose coming out of 4 or 5, oh, he's just there. He's right there, Robot. He needs to make this happen because the more they do this, the more AJ just runs off away from them. As the gap is now turned to 12 seconds.
Yeah,
he's got to do something here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because it's wet. Maybe if it was a dry race, we would see something different here.
So, sorry, Kevin, don't duck with me, almost made a move on Vilsek there into turn 6. He went down the inside, but Vilsek simply outbraked him and managed to get a far, far better entry into the corner. But now Kevin is in a slipstream. Vilsek's doing a heavy defense. They touch actually, but there is no damage yet. But I think Vilsek is being very aggressive on the defense there. But wow, what hell of a race.
Maybe some team orders from Williams here as we see Leica pass to Vilsek, and then we've got Vilsek dealing with Kevin. So we may be seeing some team orders here from Williams as far as a hold-up or trying to get Leica to gain some time away from Kevin.
We've got a yellow in sector 2. I think that's a Mercedes. That's a Mercedes off. It looks like it's Tommy again. Tommy spun. Tommy has spun.
Santu's in. Santu's in, Robot. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Santu is in the pits. Mats and Anders are going to pass. I'm not sure why Santu is coming in here.
It says he retired from the session. Oh, is that another network connection issue from him? Oh, no.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah, it says he's left the session. Oh, that's a shame.
Good. I mean, if he did it on his own, good on him for doing it. But if not, then it looks like a pit, though. I mean, the car's coming back out. Yeah, it's going to be the AI.
Ah, so he must have dropped connection. We did send him 2 invites, though, so he should be able to join back. But we're going to jump to Kevin again because he is really close behind Vilsek as they're going into turn 3 right now. It doesn't look like Vilsek has either switched these tyres on or is simply just not confident in the rain. But something is going on with his race where he's not able to push as much as he would in the dry. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, he was gaining earlier, and now he's dropping off here, but I'm not sure what's going on. Leica, though, on the other hand, 9 positions gained from last place after the DQ from qualifying. So Leica's on the move. He's trying to make something happen. Vilsek's got to try to stay in the way here because Kevin looks like he's got the pace to catch up to him.
That's right. And again, Kevin was looking for a move into the entry of turn 6, but he decided against it, which again was the clever thing to do. But he is still less than half a second behind this. He goes really wide through cups there. And he's allowed Vilsek to get away now. That's not what he wants to do, but I imagine that it won't be long until he closes him up again. Because he seems to be a lot faster. And while that's going on, I'm going to jump up to Anders because he is still chasing Mats now, who's moved up into 4th because Santi has retired from the session, which is a shame.
Yeah, it is. It's a really bad thing that happened with network issues, Robot. But I am going to let you know, we are starting to see some lap cars come through. So Stinson has lapped 2 or 3 of the drivers. Izza has come through. AJ is starting to lap some of the drivers. So Mats has got to be coming up on some of them as well.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where Stinson's car is on track. He is the McLaren, isn't he? Let me just quickly jump up to him and see where he is. Yeah, so he's just coming through cops right now. And he's 7.1 seconds now.
Atomic.
Oh
yeah, 7. So Atomic was the first car he passed. I'm going to correct myself because I don't think Izza and AJ have passed the last lap car, who is Atomic, but they are coming up to him very quickly. I'm not sure if Atomic is having a good go of it here in the wet on Silverstone, but it's just something that you have to deal with when you come to this track.
Yeah, Castle just did an absolutely remarkable overtake on Tommy in the last corner. Looked straight down the inside.
Loose.
And is that Tommy loose or Castle?
That's Castle. Castle's loose. He's not having a very good go of it. Tommy's going to catch up here.
Tommy's loose too. Tommy's even looser.
Too.
Wow. It still doesn't look like it's going to be a wet track, but surely soon they will have to switch to fresh inters because they're just not getting the grip, the front end grip that these guys need as they're exiting a corner right now.
And that's where we're going to see the strategy come in, Robot. Do you wait for another set of inners or do you wait for the dry? Because we're on lap 12, the track does look like it's starting to let up a little bit as far as the hard rain goes. So what are we going to... I mean, I'm not sure what the inners are as far as how long they last, but we could see the guys as Tommy goes wide again through, I believe it was Kotz. So, I mean, they could wait and they could try another set of inners, or they could wait and then try to get to the dries if it doesn't become too late.
Yeah, that's right. I think... Currently, without knowing what's going to happen in the future, I would say in the next 3 or 4 laps, you'll need a fresh set of inters, because again, I haven't seen, I've only heard rumors, but it looked like it was going to be heavy rain throughout the entire race. And if that's the case, I think in the next 3 or 4 laps, it would be a good time to switch to the inters. But if there is going to be a dry race, then hold on as long as possible, like you said. That would be the correct thing to do.
Yeah, and that's what the guys are seeing from the cockpit mode now. So if you take a look at the cockpit view or the TV mode, you're going to see the rain lighten up a very good bit. I mean, this is actually good medium rain. I mean, I think you can get around on mediums right now if the track is drying up and you stay on the dry line. So the guys are having a tough issue right now.
Ooh, Vilsek spun, really sorry. Yeah. Vilsek I think he swerved into Kevin there, not knowing he was there, and he went straight off the track. But he's managed to keep his car pointing in the right direction.
He did good to stay on.
But he lost out so much time. So from my angle, it looked like he just didn't know Kevin was down the inside of him, touched him, and then swerved to avoid, and then he just lost it. But he has dropped down about 4 seconds now. That was a mistake from Vilsek, I think.
Yeah, bad luck there.
Bad luck indeed.
But as I was saying, Robot, the guys are looking at the light rain. If it was raining harder, I would say they're ready for the inters. They're wanting to come in and they're begging for fresh inters. But with the light rain, the guys are looking at it and they're like, well, if it's lightening up this much, and I'm not sure what Jeff is telling the guys right now, but they could be waiting on the dries just because of what they're seeing on their screens.
Yep. And meanwhile, Max and Kevin just had a hell of a fight, a very clean and respectful fight, but Max has come out on top. But Kevin is really close as they're going into turn 1 here, but he eases off earlier than Max does and allows Max to get away. But Max took advantage of Kevin's slipstream there, and I think he actually had the overtake done down the inside, but at Stowe. And he just managed to keep, ran the outside, sorry, and he managed to keep the inside line all the way up to turn 16, and then kept the outside line all the way through 17 and 18 and managed to get the overtake done there. But that was really respectful racing there. That was great to watch too. Closest on track, I'm going to jump back up to AJ because he has been following Izat for quite some time now, and I think this battle between them is going to be decided in the pits. I think if they're going to pit, that's going to determine which position they're going to come out in. Is the undercut going to work, or is the overcut going to work?
I'm not sure that the undercut's going to work in the wet here, as Izat faked it. He went pit, he faked it to try to see if AJ would do it. Did you see it, Robot?
Yeah, I saw that. It's clean as day. Wow.
Now, he's got to be careful. He can't spin with a move like that, so you got to be careful doing something like that in the wet.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I think you're right, though. I think the pit is going to decide this position.
Yeah, but now, as we were talking, I've just completely realized that the rain has completely stopped, and you can't really see that dry line anymore because most of the track is dry right now. So I think if it continues like this for 2 laps, you might want to switch to the medium compound tires for the rest of the race because there's hardly any spray.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Robot.
You're right.
They knew the rain was going to lighten up. They were waiting for it. Now they're going to try to dry the track out, so the cars have to go around, they have to dry it out, they have to get the racing line back. But when can they go to the dry tires? Can they go to the softs, or can they go to the mediums?
Well, we're about to see someone do something, because Kevin is into the pit lane right now. We're going to ride on board with him and see what tires his race engineers put on the car. Let's see, he's coming in, and he's putting on hards. I think they're hards. Yes, he's gone onto the white striped hard tyres and he's put on a fresh wing. So he's going to be the guinea pig here, and he's going to be able to tell all these other drivers if it's time for a dry compound tyre.
I don't know if he's on cons with Izat or not, Robot, but if he is, this is going to give Izat the chance to figure out what he wants to do when it comes time to get rid of these inters. As I believe that's Shorty coming out behind him. I don't know what he's got fitted on, but it did not look like hards.
Shorty has gone onto the soft tyres, and Tommy behind him. Tommy behind him has gone onto the mediums.
Yeah.
Well, these are the 3 lab rats right now. Each of them has the different compound dry tyre right now. 1 hard, 1 soft, and 1 medium. They're going to be the ones to talk to know if it's a dry track or not. But in the pit lane, at least, it is completely dry through there. There's no rain at all.
Tomic is in as well. Tommy comes out on the mediums. Who is that? Is that Stinson? Stinson came in. He's on the softs. He's on the softs, Robot. Everybody's coming in. We're going to have a pit race here.
AJ's on the softs too. What's Izat going to be on? Izat, I think he had a penalty. Oh no, Izat's come up behind AJ now on the soft tyres. Oh, that's a shame there. But we were right. It was decided in the pits. So we're going to jump on board with Stinson to see how he's getting on with these tyres. It looks like he's
It
driving it
doesn't
around.
look too bad.
Yeah, the yellow in sector 2 right now. I can't see who's. Oh, it's one of the alphas. It's one of the alphas. Kevin! Kevin's gone off!
Oh, and he's retired.
No! Oh no! What happened to Kevin there? His car is still moving, so I think he's just retired.
Oh, bad luck.
I wonder what happened
He may
there.
have tried to get it. It's on the hards. He was on the hards, and it was going to take the hards at least 4 laps to warm up with the cold weather and the green track. There's no rubber on the track right now. 0 rubber. The guys have to put some rubber down before they can start taking off, and we see fast times.
Yeah, so his car has been removed from the track now, so I think his car was actually okay. He must have just spawned and got some damage and wanted to quit. There's a safety car out on track.
Yeah, so we do have a safety car robot.
So what happened to Kevin there?
No, I have to say it was the hards.
Oh,
robot.
there's another driver. There's another driver
hards.
off the track, or is that the safety car? I can't quite tell. It's the safety car.
Really
Okay.
I think it's the safety
Yeah,
car.
it's the safety car. So they're going to have to wait Stinson there. We've got another driver in the pits. Castle's come back into the pits. He's probably putting on a fresh set of rubber, the soft tyres, probably just so he can have that one extra lap, because I think he was so far back and he had enough space for Tommy not to jump him that he's put on a fresh set of soft tyres. Yeah, he's put on soft tyres. Mats picks up a time penalty for multiple warning, probably corner cutting again. That's not good to see.
Yeah,
but
I
Jan
wouldn't doubt it
is
is corner cutting. We're seeing the guys come around, robot. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jan is the only one left on Inters, and he's coming into the pits now. So if he can stay ahead, him staying out for that one extra lap may have helped him out here, because the safety car is slowing these cars all the way down, and he might be able. Oh,
Stinson comes back in, robot. Stinson's back in. What's he come back in for?
Stinson's on softs. He's gone back onto soft tires, or is he? I'm not sure if he's pitted.
He's getting fresher tires. He's getting fresh tires before he comes back up to the safety car here, because as he comes out of the pit exit, he is the first one behind safety car. Safety car has not moved yet, so he came in before he passed. I believe he's going to have to go around again. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens here as he comes around to the safety car.
Because now, no, the safety car's picked up AJ. The safety car has picked up AJ. Someone
That's
else
an
is
interesting move.
Is that Atomic? Atomic just jumped the safety car and is absolutely flying around this track right now.
He's a lap down. Atomic was a lap down, so he's gonna get the pass.
Okay.
But he has to come all the way around.
Oh, there you go. He's been disqualified from the session for ignoring a yellow flag.
Oh, he made a wrong move.
Oh no. So we've lost. We've lost
he shouldn't have done it. That was
now.
out of frustration. He knew he was going to be a lap down. He was going to have to restart a lap down.
Yeah, this isn't good. Not good at all. But we've still got, let's see, 12 drivers on this track, and they're going to be all bunched together. I'm not sure why Atomic did that. He could have come into the pits. He could have put on a fresh set of softs, and he would have been right behind 12th place. He could have made some moves on him.
Yeah,
I wonder why he's done that.
I don't know. Maybe out of frustration, robot. But I've got to say, Stinson came in just for. I mean, even for a lap fresher on the softs, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember what the softs were doing here. Maybe it was 11 laps and then the rest on the mediums if it was a dry race. So the guys technically could make it for the rest of the race on the softs. They're going to have to warm the tires up here. You can't start cold with the track the way it is because there's no rubber down on the track. The safety car helped a lot of drivers out here.
Yeah, for sure.
So the lead of the field came in before the safety car and pitted, and then the rest of the drivers didn't come in, but when the safety car came out, they were saved by the safety car and the caution and came in and got their tires changed out. So not a lot of position change. We did see a huge gap. Who was it? It was Leica. Leica gained 10 spots, so he's now in P6. Anders is in P5. Stinson dropped down to P4, and then we see Mats come up 4 spots to P3.
Wow. Remarkable. You're right. This safety car has brought this race back to life. Sorry. We've still got 2 cars we're going to catch up, but I don't think they're going to make it. I think Tommy is too far behind to catch up to the safety car. We've got Atomic's car is still on track actually. How is that so? That's strange. Maybe he didn't
He's
retire.
showing in to me, robot.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with him now. Let's see if it's. I think it is him driving. I don't think he has actually been DSQ'd from the race. Yeah, because his car just went really wide there, and he is really trying to catch up to the back of his pack. I think that was a glitch. I think Atomic's still here.
So maybe just a penalty he picked up.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, good on him for finishing on his own.
So still no indication that the safety car is coming in. Where are they now? They're just going through Cobbs right now. I'm keeping an eye on the bottom of the screen just to wait to see that notification because I always seem to miss it for some reason. But yeah, just got confirmation from the F1 OFR guru Fifi that Atomic is still here. So hopefully he can get some overtakes done towards the end of this race. But where is he now? He's not even back to he's not got to the back of the pack yet. Is the safety car coming in? We should know round about now if it is. Atomic might still be able to catch them.
It's going to be close. I think he's going to catch them.
Yeah, he's going to catch them right now. But no indication that the safety car's coming in.
No, the lights are still on. I haven't gotten the indication yet. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Coming around this turn here, the lights are still on.
And if you remember in the D2 race last week, we had that really weird thing happen where it said the safety car was coming in, and then it stayed out for another lap, and it caused absolute havoc. There was cars crashing everywhere.
Yeah, the guys are going to have to be careful with the glitch here. So after the update, I mean, there was a promise of a safety car during a race or, you know, multiplayer. So it's taken a little bit for Codemasters to kind of make this work and have it happen the right way. The guys are just going to have to be careful until they get used to it.
That's right. So I also think that Tommy's going to catch them now as well because, I mean, he's not far at all. He's just coming up to turn 1 now as these guys are going through turn 3. Just want to give a shout out to Super Bounty, Figgy, Fifi, and Simon for keeping this chat alive. Thanks, guys. Still no indication that safety car's coming in, but it won't happen until the last sector, I think.
So we've got the whole field robot. We've got the whole field
they're all
lined up, ready to go.
So, AJ always gets great safety car restarts. We know that. He's also managed to jump a few guys on safety car restarts too. He knows how to take advantage of the restart. And I think he's going to pull away. But Stinson is on 1 lap younger tyres, and we know Stinson has about half a second a lap quicker here. So the question is, with 8 laps to go, is Stinson going to be able to hunt down AJ and take the final win of the season?
He's got to go past Matt's robot. I mean, not a very easy driver to pass, right?
Not at all.
Then he has to go past Ezat. Not an easy driver to pass. And then when he does catch AJ, he's got to get around him. That's not an easy duty as well. He's got 3 jobs in front of him right now.
That's right.
I don't know that 1 lap newer tires are going to do it.
I don't know. I think he pitted just so he could get more overtakes done because we know he's sneaky like that. He did it in Austria. He did the 2-stop strategy just so we could have some fun on track. And I think we're about to see that here too. Safety car in this lap. There is the notification. So I'm going to ride on board with Ezat. See if I can judge when AJ is going to launch. Where do you think is the best place to launch this full speed?
It's going to be right after he comes right through the chicane, at the very last chicane robot. As he comes out of the left and goes into the right, he's going to take off. That's where it's going to be. As soon as you can go full throttle right there, that's where he's going to go.
Right, so if you ride on board with AJ, I'll stick with Ezat, and you tell me when AJ launches.
Yeah, we'll do it. They're coming around left. He just opened. He opened. He's gone. He's
Ezat's
gone,
not
robot.
too far behind. Ezat is not too far behind.
Oh, he didn't let him get away.
Not at all. Where's Stinson in all of this? Just 2 tenths behind Max. I'm going to jump to Stinson now because I think he's going to get this done into turn 3. They're just coming around turn 2 now. Is he looking down the inside? Yes, he is. And he has dive bombed Mats already into turn 3. Where's Mats? Mats is not going to be able to get that position back as both of them lock up into turn 4. But Stinson has it done already. And now he is hunting down Ezat. Wow. That was amazing. So Ezat is just 2 tenths behind AJ. He has not let him break away. He's also doing far better management on his ERS again. How is Izat has got some serious pace around here. It's been a while since we've seen not just Izat winning races, but being really competitive when he's not leading a race. But this is a track where he is capable of doing it. He is doing remarkably well right now. He's still less than 3/10 behind AJ right now.
Yeah, he's got to come up to him right here. I don't know if the RS has been activated yet or not, Robot, but he's 3/10 back. We're going to have to see what happens here. He's going to have to get tucked up behind AJ and try to find a place where he can go around without DRS.
Here it is. He's got the slipstream. He's got his ERS set to overtake. He could look down the inside into Stowe here. Is he going to? No, he's not going to. I think he's made a little bit of a mistake. He's allowed AJ to pull away slightly there, but not too much. And while that's happening, of course, Stinson is now just 4/10 behind Izat too. So he is joining this battle. So this is the battle for first place right now between the top 3 drivers, because Mats has dropped down 1.4 seconds as Stinson sets the fastest lap 2, and he is so close behind Izat. Is he going to do another Mats move down the inside? No, he's a bit too far away for that, but it's going to happen soon as AJ and Stinson lock up. We've got to remember that these guys had a wet setup here, so the reason that you're probably seeing all these lockups is because the amount of downforce they have, that it's going to really affect these tyres too.
Now, Izat, I believe, changed the wing, so they can change the front downforce when they come into the pit stop, so they may have dropped a little bit, but not too much.
That's right. So they're just going through 7 now, all of them taking a really similar line through there as well. It looks like AJ and Izat are still the closest, Stinson just trailing behind, but when they go down to the hangar straight after Maggots and Beckett's, Stinson is going to be in a unique position because he's going to have a super tow, not from just the car in front, but also from AJ. So AJ is going to be really vulnerable here, so I'm going to ride on board with Izat and see how he gets on. He's let AJ get away a bit too much.
Oh, and he goes a little wide. At the exit of Maggots and Beckett's, he's gone a little wide. Stinson didn't gain too much from the mistake.
No, it stayed as it is. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, you're right. AJ's pulling away. Stinson, there's only 6 laps left. He needs to get this done ASAP. There's only going to be 5 as they cross the line now.
Yen and Maximus are having a battle here, Robot. They keep going back and forth as they touch.
Wow, I just caught that at the right time through turn 18 there. Jan is super close behind Max right now. Is he looking down the inside into turn 1? No, he's not. Max is going to stay ahead. But Jan does have a nice slipstream. He could look down the inside, but he's not going to yet. He's going to stay behind and take advantage of the DRS.
I'm going to bring you back to Stinson, Robot. I'm going to bring you back because he's a 10th off of Izat right now. He's coming down.
Ooh, Izat's gone wide. Izat's gone wide.
He stuck it. He stuck it.
Izat's got the position back. He's still in second place according to the timesheet, and Stinson is behind. Yes, he is behind. That was really similar to Hamilton and
oh, he comes down the inside. They come out of Lawfield. Here they come through Cots. He's on the inside.
Oh, Stinson
I don't know if he can make it happen. He's gonna move it.
I don't know how Stinson has the balls to do that, but wow, that was daring. He's picked up a penalty as well. Stinson's got a 3-second time penalty for that.
Izat got a 3-second as well.
Oh no, that means AJ might have secured the win here because these two are battling so hard. But here comes Stinson with DRS wide open down the inside before they even get to Stowe. Breaks a bit later and turns it in.
He has to make the catch up on AJ here. AJ is a second ahead. He's got to make the move.
Now Anders has just jumped Lika too, as Lika went really wide through Stowe. He got onto the grass, and now Max has jumped him too. Max and Lika. Oh, Lika's gone down the inside. He's touched Max. He's touched Max, and he's spun. Lika has spun, but he's managed to keep his car pointing in the right direction in the end.
Oh, bad luck for Lika.
The thing is, these guys are only, I think, 2 points separated in the driver championship. It's like it's getting really messy. He's lost it. He's lost it. Oh,
he's down the front stretch.
Oh no, he needs to cool down. He needs to cool down. He has lost his front wing here.
It's going to bring out the virtual safety car.
Oh no.
The virtual safety car is out.
He needs to just keep his cool here. He needs to return to the pits and get some... He's spinning too much. He's spinning too much. He can't keep it straight.
He's still in overtake. He's at an all right now, so I think he knows the race is over.
Yeah,
the front wing is completely gone.
Yeah, him and Max were just 2 points separated in the driver championship, and I think Lika knew he had to get that position back if he wanted to jump Max. But he spun again.
Yeah,
he has spun again.
I think he's gonna bring it to the pits here, Robot. I don't think Mike is very happy right now. I didn't see the move. I can't comment on what happened. It may have been a little aggressive. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. He does not look happy though.
Not at all. So I'm going to jump back up to Stinson right now, who's... Here we go. That's it. The safety car is in, and AJ is 1.5 seconds ahead, as Izat is already looking down the outside of Stinson, but he can't get the overtake done just yet. But he might be able to look down the inside into turn 16. No, he's not going to, because Stinson is covering that inside line. But AJ is pulling away here. Could you quickly check how much penalties AJ has while I'm watching this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to quickly jump to Castle because he is close on Shorty. Shorty absolutely wipes out Atomic, but Atomic manages to keep his car on track, and Shorty made a big mistake there, got too late on the brakes, and nearly took out Atomic. This safety car has brought this race back to life, but it seems like people are getting really messy right now as well, as Leica has retired from the session, unfortunately.
No penalties from AJ Robot, so
Wow.
He's clean. He's going to take it home if it ends up this way.
And there's only 4 laps left, including this one. So
Which is what you would expect, right, Robot, from our champion of the season. He's
Absolutely.
in the front. He's out by 1.5. This is what you expect from your champion from the season. You wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, a nice clean drive from AJ. I don't even think he has that much penalty points either. He might just have 1 penalty, I don't know. But just to remind you guys, there is a MVP award at the end of the season where our Gwendolyn, our resident senior Gwendolyn, takes into account all these different types of stats like penalties, race finishes, quali finishes, average position changes from quali to race. There's 15 different variables, and the winner of all of those will take a grand prize. And I'm not going to reveal anything, but it's not who you would expect. That's all I'll say.
Atomic close to Yan here with Castle directly behind. He's got the DRS coming down. Oh, and he pushes him off. Castle pushes him off and he spins again.
Oh no,
What a
Atomic
move.
is spawning.
I can't
Castle
believe he
goes
did
down
it.
the inside.
Castle brought him in. Atomic is not going to be happy with this.
But then again, Tommy has just looked down the inside into turn 16, and he has taken that position back from Castle, who is still fighting back, and has reclaimed 9th place there, pushing Tommy wide. Wow, this race has come back to life. Now Tommy's looking down the inside into turn 1, and he's got the position back. Wow.
The guys are going at it.
Yep,
Last race of the season, Robot. The guys are going at it.
Wow, they are really showing who's boss out on track right now. Really unfortunate for Atomic, who got caught up in all of that. He's now back in 11th place again. Stinson is still 1.3 behind AJ up front, and Izat's dropped down a bit behind Stinson too. But it looks like AJ's going to take this again. Now, there is still this battle going on for 8th place right now, as Jan is jumping Tommy as we speak, but Tommy has got that position back. Yep, I'm going to ride on board with Jan now to see what's going on here. Jan goes really wide as he goes through turn 9 there. Let's see if he can follow through Maggots and Beckett's.
I'm going to change you again, Robot. Izat Smith trying to make a move on Stinson here. He's a 10th behind. He drops down 3. He's really pushing the fact here. I don't think this is over. They've got 2 laps to go. I don't think this is over.
Nope, and Stinson has actually taken out half a second from AJ too. So I wonder if Stinson is now starting to push for these last 2 laps, as we see Jan drop down behind Vilsek now, as Vilsek is about to overtake Tommy down the inside, breaks really late into turn 16 and gets the overtake done. Nice move there, but Tommy has looked back again. Tommy has come back, and now Jan is looking down the inside.
They're 3 wide down the last turn.
And Castle has come out ahead of Jan because Jan had to lift. Wow, it's all kicking off with these last 2 laps right now.
And they're still on the track. You wouldn't believe they're still on the track. After hearing all that, you would not think that any of them did not spin during all of that.
I know, and Stinson is now below a second, so he's going to get DRS on AJ, but I'm sticking with this fight for 7th place, as Tommy's got a huge slipstream, goes down the outside into turn 6 right now. And he's reclaimed 7th place from Vilsek, but he's gone very deep. He's gone very deep into the corner. Can Vilsek come back? Not yet. He cannot fight back yet. As Fifi says, this is fun racing, but it's not entirely clean, and I can imagine there may be a few reports at the end of this race.
I don't know, Robot. The guys are doing an amazing job. Like, I mean, they're wheel banging. They're going side by side. They went 3 wide into turn 18. How do you do that?
I do not know. It's really, okay, I'm going to jump back up to Izat right now because he's just 2 tenths behind Stinson. Stinson hasn't managed to close AJ enough as they are coming up to the final lap now. So I think AJ
can't
has...
make that last turn stick, Robot. He just can't make it stick.
I think you're right. I think he needs to get this done on the hanger straight. He needs to stay close behind in Maggots and Beckett's. And he needs to use the advantage of DRS.
He's got to quit pushing it and going wide everywhere else. He's got to wait and get close in Maggots and Beckett's and then wait for that DRS. That's the only way he's going to be able to do it. And it's the same way that Stinson made the move on him.
That's right. So, unfortunately, Izat did have, I think he did have DRS as he was going down that straight there, but he wasn't able to make any advantage out of it. They're just coming through 7 right now. He's 0.8 tenths behind, but look, Stinson is just 4 tenths behind AJ right now. I'm going to ride on board with Stinson because if he can keep it clean through turn 9 here at Cups, he might be able to get DRS. He doesn't pick up a penalty for going wide.
How did he make that time up, Robot?
No idea, but you can actually look at his ERS. He has used almost all of it up right now. If he can stay behind AJ, he might be able to get some DRS and slipstream. His DRS is wide open, but he's too far away, I think. He could try and outbrake AJ here, but I think AJ's got this done. He's got this done.
AJ's burned his ERS as well, so he has nothing left. This is the last of what the guys have left as they come down to the last chicane here.
Stinson going really wide there. And we're going to ride on board with AJ here as he's about to cross the line. AJ taking yet another win, crosses the line in first place. Stinson and Izat follow in second and third, and they'll keep those positions too. As Mats jumps Izat because of a penalty from Izat.
Penalties have
so Mats gets another podium. Congratulations, Mats, as Anders, the new driver, finishes in 5th place also. Amazing race from him. Max comes across the line and jumps Anders.
Oh, Max is going to jump Anders. Anders didn't serve his drive-through.
Oh no. And then Tommy finishes in 7th, and Vilsek jumps Tommy, Jan jumps Tommy, and Atomic jumps Tommy too. Well. So Atomic has actually finished in 9th place. That's good. That is good to know because he did get wiped out a few times, but at least he's finishing in the points here. So Shorty's going to be the last one to cross the line, and he finishes in 12th place. Amazing race.
I want to congratulate AJ again just for an awesome season and coming through, and then he just proved his championship status with this last race of the season. I mean, what an amazing race. He was in P3 for the longest time, comes in, they go into the pit, Izat has a mistake, and then he comes out in P2. Stinson comes in, again under the safety car, AJ goes to 1. What a mistake from Stinson there. Stinson could have stayed out with the same amount of tires, or the same lap old tires, and maybe have made the job easier to hold off AJ if he wouldn't have come in.
That's right. But as you say, I also want to stick with you there in congratulating AJ for yet another fantastic win. Champion of D1, champion of D3 also, and he had the most race wins this season too. Great work by Stinson, who joined, I think, in the 3rd race or 4th race and has managed to finish 2nd in the Driver Championship. And although I can't tell you now, I think Max may have moved up in the Driver Championship too. Now, looking into the future, we have the D2 race starting in around 45 minutes, so please stay tuned for that. This also is the last race of the season, and Season 2 begins next week as well. We will have a pre-season race where teams and manufacturers are decided, so if you do want to join up for our OFR League, there is still space available in all 3 of our divisions, so please join us on Discord. We'll post the link in the description below. But other than that, it's been a hell of a race. Thanks for joining here, Havoc. I suppose we'll see you in 45 minutes time, where Leica and Communist Kermit are going to be commentating for D2.
Will do, Robot. Thanks.
Yep, thanks guys.